You have seen this argument. One engineer says, serverless cut their bill by an enormous factor and they will never go back. Another says, serverless was the most expensive mistake their company made, and they migrated back to containers. And the interesting thing is that neither of them is exaggerating, and both have an invoice to prove it. That should tell you the question is malformed. Serverless is not cheaper or more expensive. It is a different pricing curve, and it crosses the other one at a specific place. And everything depends on which side of that crossing your workload sits. Here are the two curves: serverless bills per request and per unit of time your code actually runs. If nothing happens, the line is flat on the floor. No traffic, no charge. As traffic rises, the line rises with it, roughly straight, forever. Always on bills per hour, whether anything happens or not. That line starts high because you're paying at 3 a.m. for nothing, and then it is flat, 10 requests or 10,000. The box costs the same until it does not fit. So one starts at 0 and climbs. The other starts high and stays put. Two lines like that always cross. The only question is where and which side you are on. And here is where the usual advice goes wrong. People say, serverless is for low traffic, and that is not it. The variable is shape. A spiky workload, quiet for hours, then a burst, sits on serverless's good side, even at very high total volume, because you pay for the burst and nothing for the silence. A steady workload, constant all day, every day, sits on always-on's good side, even at modest volume, because you are keeping a box busy anyway, and per request billing charges you for every single one of those requests forever. So the question is not how much traffic do you have. It is what does the graph look like. Flat and constant favors the box, spiky and unpredictable favors per request, and the spikier it is, the more decisively. Now the costs that do not appear on either bill, because both camps quietly ignore their own. Serverless, cold starts, which is latency you pay in customer experience rather than currency. Per invoke overhead, that is invisible at small scale and enormous at large. And an architecture that fragments, because functions are cheap to add and nobody says no, so 2 years later you have 200 of them and nobody can draw the system. Always on, the idle from episode 2, which is real money, plus the ops work, patching, scaling, and the 3 a.m. page, which is a salary rather than a line item. Compare only the invoices and you will pick wrong because the biggest cost on each side is not on the invoice. So the practical version. Do not pick a religion, pick per workload, because a real system has both shapes in it, and there is no reason the answer must be uniform. The checkout path is steady and latency critical. Put it on something always warm. The nightly report, the image resize, the webhook that fires 40 times a day and 4,000 times on Black Friday. Those are serverless, obviously, and arguing otherwise is dogma. And measure the crossing rather than reasoning about it, because your traffic shape is a fact you already have in a graph. The mistake is not choosing wrong. It is choosing once for the whole company, and then defending it for 3 years while the workloads change underneath you. So compute is a curve, and you can pick your side. Next, the line item that only ever goes up, that no architecture review has ever discussed, and that is quietly charging you every month for data that has not been read since 2019 and never will be. Next episode, storage tiers and the data nobody deletes. See you there.